Good morning. So today I'd like to review Belleayre Mountain. It's in the heart of the Catskills Mountains. For a second there, I thought I was in the Adirondacks. I've skied there several different times. I love it there. It's a beautiful, I think it's an underrated mountain just because you have Hunter nearby and that's more popular. And then Wyndham was very popular, especially with Icon Pass users. But now that Wyndham's not on Icon anymore, I think more people are you're going elsewhere probably, but Belleayre is just it's a fun place to be. I was surprised when they had gondolas. I'd gone there once with my son when he was little. There were no gondolas, and all of a sudden there's gondolas. So actually, it's worth it. I think you do actually need them. So let's take a look at this mountain in my usual way, like where it's located. So it's near Woodstock, if you're familiar with Woodstock, the famous festival. You pass by Woodstock. I always like to listen to their radio station there. Got that hippie vibe going up through this area here. Some good food too. There's this good bread only bakery that I visited over there. It was awesome. I'm a big fan of bread. But you're about, as you can see, about 2.5 hours from New York City, about 4 hours from Philadelphia. So it's a little bit of a hike. I take I guess that's 87 going. Is it 87 as you go on 87 going up? Yeah. So I think it's called the New York Thruway. 287 to 87 is kind of how I always go up there. And it's all those drives there are beautiful, including Hunter Mountain, which I haven't really reviewed yet, but I've only been there a couple times and haven't skied a lot. So and always in the late season. But Belleayre is a gem, definitely a gem and worth your trip over there. You'll have to pay tolls, of course, if you're not if you're you should have like one of those easy passes. It makes life a lot easier rather than stopping. All right, so let's go to Belleayre here. Let's go to their trail maps. I have their trail maps up. So here's Belleayre. So the gondola starts from this bottom lodge here, right? The Discovery Lodge, which is a really, really nice lodge. Really nice lodge. And you can see that the mountain I like the way it's structured, where you have all the green trails down at the bottom. And then if you decide to go up, it's going to be it's either going to be a blue or a black. But there's this learning area here. I guess it makes sense because you can take the gondola up and the gondola down again to get there. I didn't actually see that until I just looked at the map right now. I didn't realize it was there, but it looks like there's because of the gondola, you can do what you like. You have these beautiful long runs going from the side if you just feel like having a lazy day. You just want to just ski, or maybe you're working on some stuff like doing some one-legged skiing drills, something like I think they're called I think they're pelican turns. I'm always not really sure, or stork turns, one of those birds, right? Where you kind of put your front in the snow, keep your front in the snow while you lift the back of your ski on your inside ski. You can do that there. Just a lot of fun stuff. In terms of some of the steeper stuff, there's got some steep runs. They're not extremely long. Like Seneca is beautiful. It's right underneath the gondola, so if you don't mind people watching you go down a steep, that's a nice steep run. It's short though. Dot Nebel is a great run, and this is where races are held. So like GS and slalom races are held over there. There's just a lot of runs. But I think one of my favorites was, let me see, where is it? This one, Utsayantha. I think that's how you pronounce it. Great place to practice. Great place if you're a carve user. Great place for good ski IQs. You can just take just a lift. Yeah, this lift here. You overlook quad. You can get off like right here. There's an exit station. I don't know exactly where. Maybe it's right here. There's an exit station, mid station. And so one thing that they have at uh at Belleayre that they don't have at a lot of other places. They have these lifts that allow you to stop midpoint. Like there's a lift here that if you're skiing at Dot Nebel, you can get off. I think it's right here. I think so that star. Let's see what that star means. Mid station, yeah, mid station. So you can get off over here instead of going all the way to the top. It's cool. You don't have a lot of those around. I know there's one in Snowbird as well. So I just like palling around this area, having a good time and skiing, especially like a lot. It depends what you want. From top to bottom, you can go ski and have some fun. There's Dreamcatcher Glades. So all these names are very Native American inspired. Belleayre Run is a really good run. If you could follow that and you go all, so I took Belleayre Run once. It wasn't that, this was kind of a relatively steep, not as steep as Seneca, but a relatively steep run. And then you follow this down all the way to the bottom here. You can take Belleayre Express again, or you can just go down like Discovery back to the bottom. Very fun place to ski. Let's look at the ticket prices. So it's lifts and passes, winter lift tickets, lift ticket area use. All right. So it's just so they use these like every ski area now pretty much uses RFID cards. Those are the cards that you slip in your pocket. By the way, if you have them in your pocket, never put them near a phone, and make sure you don't have any other RFID cards from other ski areas because then you're going to just end up not being able to go through a one of those detectors, lift line detectors. The other thing is it may keep it because they usually charge like here it's a new card fee of $5 is added to your ticket. So otherwise you can just reload. So here's an adult ticket. Let's go to the well, look, if you buy on site, you're paying $119 per day. If you buy online, save up to 45. Doesn't mean you will save $45, but up to $45. Let's get this guy going here. Let's do 1 day. Continue. So this is if you don't have the card. Let's say we're doing an adult. Continue. So if you were to go today, oh, $107, 113, 119. So you save a little bit of money. But as you go on, I mean, $65 later. So as we go further and further into the season, it gets less and less expensive, except for on weekends. So you can save a lot of money there. It's not that expensive compared to some of the other areas. I think you could have a really good time there without spending a lot of money. Yeah, all right. And one last thing before we adjourn, as they say, see if there's any webcams. Let's take a look at the webcams. Look at that, pretty. There's outside the lodge. Pretty. Nothing's moving yet. There's the gondola. What else we got here? This must be at night. Oh no. There you go. All right. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You should go visit Belleayre. All right. Thanks. Bye.